just wanted to start with an apology for missing a couple of days reading. We traveling and visiting with some of my family and just weren't able to do it, and that's just the way it goes, I guess. So our apologies. Anything you'd like to say?
You said all apologies.
Okay, my apologies. Okay, anywho. So we're back, we're here, we're ready to read. Where are we reading from?
Canto 4, chapter 28, text 26.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 26. That most unkind king, Puranjam, had killed many animals in various sacrifices. Now, taking advantage of this opportunity, all these animals began to pierce him with their horns. It was as though he were being cut to pieces by axes. Dear Lord. Purport. Those who are very enthusiastic about killing animals in the name of religion or for food must await similar punishment after death. The word mamsa, meat, indicates that those animals whom we kill will be given an opportunity to kill us. Although in actuality no living entity is killed, the pains of being pierced by the horns of animals will be experienced after death. Not knowing this, rascals unhesitatingly go on killing poor animals. So-called human civilization has opened many slaughterhouses for animals in the name of religion or food. Those who are a little religious kill animals in temples, mosques or synagogues, and those who are more fallen maintain various slaughterhouses. Just as in civilized human society, the law is a life for a life. No living entity can encroach upon another living entity as far as the Supreme Lord is concerned. Everyone should be given freedom to live at the cost of the Supreme Father, and animal killing, either for religion or for food, is always condemned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, text 19, Lord Krishna says, Tam aham dvishata kruran samsareshu naradanam shipami ajashram ashubham ashureva yonishu. Translation is, those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. End of translation. The animal killers, Dvishata, envying other living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are placed in darkness and cannot understand the theme and objective of life. This is further explained in the following verses. An eye for an eye. That's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah, Prabhupada said life for a life there, but yeah.
Life for a life. Eye for an eye. Oh, there you go, reader, you know. I mean, this is self-explanatory, really, isn't it?
It's self-explanatory.
That if you're gonna harm someone, it's only fair that you're gonna get harmed, you know? In a sense that, although this might sound a bit weird, like if they're innocent.
Yeah. If they're innocent, who's there? You mean the animals being killed?
Or even the human.
Or the person killing the animals?
No, the animal, the human that's getting killed.
The human that's getting killed.
I said the animal or the human.
Or the human, okay. If they're innocent.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, this is diversion, but if it's self-defense or this, what are you going to do, you know?
Well, I mean, there's always opportunity in any situation. But, of course, whoever is the supposed victim, one might say in the material world, who's actually a victim? You know, we're all here suffering the reactions of our previous activities in the form of karma, whether that be good or bad. But at the same time, whoever is making the choice to inflict that pain upon another jiva is certainly using their kind of free will to theoretically become an instrument of someone else's karma, but they're going to suffer the reaction. So, yeah, it's quite a deep subject. And here we see also that there's discussion, at least in the purport, Prabhupada seems to give gradations. So there are some people who are a little religious and they kill animals in temples, mosques, or synagogues. So that's pretty wild. But listening to the Journey Home by Radhanath Maharaj audiobook recently, and he was telling about how when he wound up in India in some place, I want to say Calcutta, but I don't think he was there, but it was somewhere, and he wound up in a Durga temple where they were actually slaughtering goats. It was goats then. And he was just like blown away and astounded. So these kind of things go on in the name of religion. So therefore, and also it's explained shastrically that at least to kill an animal with the understanding that, like you said, I'm going to get a reaction for this, but I need to take your life in order to either satisfy my tongue or sustain my own life. But then Prabhupada goes on to say, but those who are more fallen, they maintain slaughterhouses. Now a question might be raised. If you are in the woods, lost, and you don't know if you're going to live or how you're going to live, you got no food, and somehow or that I don't know, you can't find any berries. I don't know, let's say it's winter, there's nothing to eat. And you're like, have the opportunity to kill an animal and eat it. Question is, would you do it? That's a question. To sustain your own life. And the second is, what are the karmic implications in that? And there are, of course, some people who hunt their own food, raise their own food. Spending time with my family at the weekend. They're all hunters, fishers, all kinds of, things. And I remember one of them was saying, I don't know if you remember, he was talking about like, it's okay if you have to go out and hunt your own food or something like that. Which you can see, okay, yeah, it's not like going to the grocery store and picking up a pack of meat. That's also sinful. We know there are, 7 different people who suffer sinful reactions for killing animals. Those who raise the animals, those who slaughter the animals,
sell it,
those who sell the animals,
buy it,
those who buy it, those who cook it, those who eat it. It was only 6.
And offer it, like meaning, give it, serve
What,
it.
who serve it? Did I not say that? No. Those who sell it. I don't know if it was serve it. But those who cook it, maybe those who serve it also. So likely 7. So there's a lot of people implicated in some karmic reactions around meat eating. So it's a highly unappreciated thing. Seems like by God, by Krishna. But still, one might need to do it to live. And Srila Prabhupada told Hare Krishna, then Swami, when he asked him to go to Russia, and he told him, but Prabhupada, there's nothing but snow, there's nothing to eat. And he said, it doesn't matter, eat meat if you have to, just preach. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he invited members of the British Raj to come in Calcutta, well, in Mayapur, I think it was. And he said, basically, we'll serve them meat and we'll serve them wine in order to make the conditions favorable for them. Of course, he wasn't going to eat it or drink it. Now, all of these things can be very confusing because we like to see the world as very black and white. But, as here you got like dark blue and white. But actually, it's not always so black and white. There's a lot of variant. But in general, the principle is there are concessions for eating meat. The general practice of killing another living entity is karmically incorrect. It's wrong. But there are circumstances or concessions which would allow it. So for me, it's like a very big topic. But in general, as Prabhupada said, in human society, the law is a life for a life. But that doesn't apply to killing animals, as we well know. In Western society, if you kill an animal, you don't get punished for it. But Prabhupada also often mentions that in strictest Vedic society, you would get punished for that. So, interesting. Sorry to ramble on there a bit. You want to read the next one?
No.
Okay. Text 27. Due to his contaminated association with women, a living entity like King Puranjan eternally suffers all the pangs of material existence and remains in the dark region of material life, bereft of all remembrances for many, many years. Purport. This is a description of material existence. Material existence is experienced when one becomes attached to a woman and forgets his real identity as the eternal servant of Krishna, Nashta Smritihi. In this way, in one body after another, the living entity perpetually suffers the threefold miseries of material existence. To save human civilization from the darkness of ignorance, this movement was started. The main purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement is to enlighten the forgetful living entity and remind him of his original Krishna consciousness. In this way, the living entity can be saved from the catastrophe of ignorance. Interesting, I love that, catastrophe of ignorance. As well as bodily transmigration. As Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur has sung, Anadi Kanama Pala Padi Bhagavana Jale Taribare Na Deki Upaya. I must be Anadi Kanama Pali Padi Bhagavana Jale Taribare Na Deki Upaya. E Vaishnava Hala Hale Dviya Nisha Hiya Dwale Mana Kabu Sukha Nahi Paya. Because of my past fruitive activities, I have now fallen into an ocean of nescience. I cannot find any means to get out of this great ocean, which is indeed like an ocean of poison. We are trying to be happy through sense enjoyment, but actually that so-called enjoyment is like food that is too hot and causes burning in the heart. I feel a burning sensation constantly, day and night, and thus my mind cannot find satisfaction. Wow, pretty heavy, huh?
Yeah.
An ocean of poison. Yeah, a lot of this seems to be hinging on association with a member of the opposite sex, or in these days, a member of the same sex. But the point is that we become specifically and directly attached to someone else in order to try to find pleasure, satisfaction, or completeness. And in that way, we become distracted from one's goal from one's personal goal of life, which is to develop a loving relationship with Krishna in a mood of service. So like that. Couple thoughts.
Alright, next paragraph. Material existence is always full of anxiety. People are always trying to find many ways to mitigate anxiety, but because they are not guided by a real leader, they try to forget material anxiety through drink and sex indulgence. Foolish people do not know that by attempting to escape anxiety by drink and sex, they simply increase their duration of material life. It is not possible to escape material anxiety in this way. Anxiety. What is anxiety?
Kunta.
No, but what is it?
What do you mean, what is it?
Look up anxiety.
One is anxious. One has
Anxious. A
anxiety.
feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. So that sums it up, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is material existence. Uncertainty, anxious about what's to come. And I think it stems from deep down, everyone, whether you're a Hare Krishna or Muslim or Christian, in other words, some level of knowledge of the higher realms or not, we all know deep down that we're temporary, you know, we're gonna go. And there's like this anxiety, like, that you're born with almost, you know, like, because it's almost like the spirit soul in its original form sitting there, like, in the heart, like, you know, what am I doing here, you know? How did I get stuck in this alternate reality? And this anxiety that, okay, I'm in this body and having to go through whatever this body's going through due to my desires and this and that, and then right, we're gonna do it all over again in another body and another species and another whatever. It's almost like the original, you know, anxiety, if that makes sense, you know, like, where does it stem from? It stems from that understanding that things are just not what they should be, you know. It's like, it's not, yeah. Does that make sense? Things
are not as they should be. In what way? Can you unpack that statement?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Because as I said, there's anxiety is the uncertainty, you know, as I said in the definition. It's like you're anxious that something's not right, you know, something's making me feel uncomfortable. And so, and I'm saying it stems from the soul, you in the heart, you know.
The soul, yeah.
That's feeling that and discomfort, agitation of being in the position that it is.
Means it's compromised because it is in a body, a material body.
Yeah.
And trapped, conditioned.
Trapped.
Yes. Anything else?
No.
Yeah. So there's anxiety because we don't know what the outcome is going to be, because we don't know really who we are, because we're living inside of a material body, thinking that we are this material body, and by giving pleasure to this material body or those material bodies around me that I relate to, then somehow or other I'll be happy and fulfill the ultimate goal of my life and existence. Correct?
Yeah.
And so we're in anxiety. Well, that makes perfect sense. Thank you for saying that, sharing that.
Can you read the final paragraph?
Oh my goodness, there's a final paragraph.
Yes, what I hope, yeah.
The word pramada sangha dushitaha, pradushitaha indicates that apart from all other contamination, if one simply remains attached to a woman, that single contamination will be sufficient to prolong one's miserable material existence. Jai Ho. Consequently, in Vedic civilization, one is trained from the beginning to give up attachment for women. The first stage of life is brahmachari. The second stage, grihastha. The third stage, vanaprastha. And the fourth stage, sannyas. All these stages are devised to enable one to detach himself from the association of women. So, although Prabhupada is saying that, we know that Prabhupada himself was married for a number of years, had children. Bhaktivedanta Thakur was also married. Gwaitacharya was married. There are many great personalities. Of the 12 Mahajans, 7 of them are married or were grihastas. And so I'm not trying to contradict, just trying to put into perspective what Prabhupada is saying. That, and he lists at the end brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. That brahmachari is without association of a woman. Grihastha has association. Vanaprastha is the diminishment of that association, and sannyas is also without association. So really, you could say, of the 4, 2.5 at best, or no, 1.5, sorry, 1.5 ashrams is in the association of the opposite sex in that sense. So, and it can be a space in which one has a tendency to try to create a situation, a scenario where one is comfortable and one is happy in this material world. But we all know that that tends to get thwarted again and again and again and again. As soon as you get too comfortable, you get that, Prabhupada said is the beginning of the Bhagavatam, that pinprick. There's always this pinprick in human society. It means there's something that just is nagging or iggling at me. There's an anxiety. So like that. Anyway, just a few thoughts. So anything else to conclude?
No.
All right. Well, we thank you all very much for tuning in. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Jai.